Hi, everybody. Welcome to this evening's talk for the basics in animal communication. Tracy, lovely to have you there. If everyone can just say hello in the chat, it's lovely to see who's on the call. Beautiful Laura, Elanza, hello, everyone. Oh, it's so wonderful to be here. This is the first where I've got my own platform for Big Marker. Many of you, we've chatted before on the Animal Talk Africa Big Marker platform. And I know many of you here have been to workshops with me. I see many new names, stunning from all over Cape Town. Let us know also where you're from. Stunning. So I hope you're all comfortable. You've got your own private space. You're cozy tonight. It's raining here from Neisner. And also, if you grab a notebook and pen, I love to encourage everyone to write down your insights, your aha moments, so then your mind doesn't have to be involved with remembering them, and you can open for more. Of course, your animals are welcome to join you. They may physically want to sit with you during this webinar. They might want to just sit at their own distance and be part of the vibrations in their way. Our beautiful, portable Citrustel, stunning François, lovely to have you here. Oh, from Italy, Laura. Great. I love this global community that we're growing. And I welcome you to this webinar, but also to this sacred space for animal lovers. This is a place for you to be yourselves, to that crazy love you feel for animals and those beautiful feelings, those incredible relationships. This is a space to explore that and the absolute depth of the meaning in those relationships and how you can open to making this very conscious and experience a lot of magic. Now, in this basics talk, we're going to cover the what is animal communication, how it's done in very, very basic principles, but also why, what are the type of situations we apply animal communication in, and the where and the when. Now, these are very interesting principles, the where and the when, and I'm going to talk about that right now, because it transcends our normal experience of time and space, because we're tuning in with soul, we're tuning in with energy. So you can talk with your animals, whether they are telepathically with communication through intuition, whether they're with you right there in front of you, or whether you're at a distance. That might mean you are in a different room in the house. It might mean that you're in a different town or a different country. You can still connect with them. I talk with animals all over the world, literally from Europe to South America to Australia to Cape Town. Now, a little bit about me, because this is the first webinar, and why I communicate, what was my journey. And I hope to also really inspire all of you in your journeys, wherever you are at with animal communication. I read a book when I was about 16 years old, The Celestine Prophecy, and in it, they spoke about talking with plants. And something inside of me went, oh, this is the real reality. This is reality, not everything else that we experience. I remember this incredible rush and sensation, and I was actually ill at the time, and I just completely devoured that book. But afterwards, life went back to normal, and I started exploring spirituality, intuition, holistic thinking. And it was only, I think, in my very early 20s. It was just at the end of varsity that I went to my first animal communication workshop. And that was absolutely fabulous. I by no means got everything right. I had little glimpses of insights and moments of aha and getting things right. And then again, life kind of went back to normal. And over the years, I started attending various workshops, many of them only introduction workshops with Anna Breitenbach, Winter, Worthsorn with Animal Talk Africa, and Amelia Kincaid. And each time my receptivity grew and I applied intuition in my life. I got my own animals and had my own experiences there where I used communication. Now, it was about 8 years later, after my first workshop, that I realized this is what I want to do full time. And the calling in my heart, I remember I was sitting reading a book and the lights just went on inside of me. And I knew this is what I need to do. And if that's the way that you feel, I can only say go for it with all of your heart, because it will open your life to the life that you've been wanting and looking for. For many people, animal communication becomes a spiritual practice and path of many ways, because it is about direct experience, direct knowing, and trusting your own intuition. It also opens an understanding to the world of spirit and a lot of connection with nature. So on that note, we're going to start with a meditation, and everyone can just close their eyes. We use meditation, and I use the word in its absolute broadest sense, to bring us into presence, bring us into stillness, bring us just into contact with the inner voice. Now, you might not be able to shut off your mind or stop it, but rather we befriend our mind and we start asking our mind to work for us, to help our intuition, to help our stillness. So we can give our mind jobs to do, and we can just gently bring it back to the focus of stillness, of peace within us, so that we start activating our free will and our choice. So as you are breathing, with each breath, you can just allow your mind to become aware of the sensations in your body. Being aware where there's any tension, and consciously taking a nice deep breath in and out, and letting that go. As you breathe in, just follow that breath, allowing it to soften you, relax you, and release any other thoughts of what's been happening today or tomorrow. And giving yourself this time, this hour and a half, to just be present. And with each breath, you invite yourself back home to yourself. And as you breathe, Really allowing your mind to flow down through your whole body, down your arms, your spine, down the back of your legs, down into your feet and into the earth. And my gorgeous cat Lily has come to join the meditation. She's always a big helper in the teaching space. And if you have any distractions, just let them be. And choose to come back to the stillness. And as you're breathing in, you can consciously allow yourself to imagine your breath being a beautiful color of light. It might be white, it might be gold, pink, whatever brings you into peace. And let that fill your mind. And then let yourself drop into your heart. Your mind just drifts down to your heart center. And allow your thoughts to think about how much you love these incredible animals in your life. And feel that love expanding and growing. Maybe you picture it, feel it, sense it, and just let it grow, filling your whole body and the space around you. And as you sit in this love space, you can then gently open your eyes, or you can keep them closed during the talk and just let my words wash over you. I'm going to be speaking live with the camera. I'm not using a presentation or slides this evening. And allow any moments again of reflection, aha moments, write them down, take notes for yourself. And also know that you're going to get the recording afterwards. So you can always revisit the meditations and all of the content in the talk tonight. Okay, so starting off with, what exactly is animal communication? The most important thing to remember is that animal communication is this two-way exchange of energy. Now, I say energy because it contains a lot of information. It is words, thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations that get passed between us. As you practice communication skills, that conversation becomes incredibly clear. You start literally hearing voices or maybe seeing clear pictures. You can even pick up smells and get very clear emotional sensations or understanding of where an animal is at. The second important thing to understand and to remember is that it's natural. It is completely natural and built in to your hardware as a human being. So it's part of you. It's just about learning how to use it, how to drive with it. I I don't know if anybody here on this talk, if you were, please put up your hand in the chat. We're taught to follow your intuition from when you were young, from when you were a child. You're encouraged to talk with animals. So we have got a little bit of undoing and redoing to do. But you know what? We live in 2020 now. And there is incredible research and proof that we can literally rewire ourselves, our belief systems, the way we work, the way we think. So developing and opening your intuition is possible, is practical, is there for you. It just takes practice and application, a bit like a muscle. The more you use it, the more it's going to work for you. Now, the tools that we use in animal communication, we're learning basic language skills, essentially. How does this two-way communication work? And then we're learning conversation skills for transformation to empower both your animal and you to overcome problems, to really just live in relationship, to have more fun together, and to explore the depths of your relationship on a soulful level. So how does it work? Okay, the how. We've spoken about it being a two-way exchange of information. First of all, we're going to talk about intuition, because this is your receiving mechanism for energetic information between you and an animal. And this also happens in life. And during this talk, I'll always be focused on talking with animals. Oh, beautiful, Tanya. I just saw a message. My dog was my best secret keeper and healing companion when growing up. Beautiful. You know, many people experience these incredible bonds of friendship, trust, and safety with their animals growing up. And for some, it was a conscious relationship that they had with those animals. For many, it was feelings and a felt relationship. So we have our intuition, which is the receiving mechanism. Now, intuition is also our inner knowing and our inner teacher. Okay, it's the part of us that connects with our greater self. You might have different words for that, if it's your God self, higher self, soul self, spiritual self. But ultimately, it's that spark of life, that's something that keeps you going, that makes you you, that voice, that energy within you. Now, as we unravel the ingredients in intuition, we can start making it clearer, making it louder. So for many, it starts just as a sense and a feeling. I'm sure all of you here have had intuitive experiences and moments. I want you to just reflect on that. It might have been on life. It might have been with your animals. One where you were really happy you trusted your intuition, where it worked out really well that you trusted your feelings. And maybe there was another experience where you didn't trust your feelings or your intuition. Because our intuition is there to keep us safe. It's there to guide us towards a more fulfilled, happier, fuller life. Now, this intuitive receptivity. I spoke earlier about our senses, hearing, smelling, seeing pictures. We might be able to also even smell, taste. Now, it's important as we discuss these, for example, hearing, to get into the nuances. It might sound like your own voice inside of your head, or it might sound like a voice that's unknown to you. You can actually hear different intonation, tone of voice, pitch in an animal's voice, their manner of expression. It might sound like it's just inside of you. It might actually sound like it's got direction and is coming from somewhere else. That was one of my biggest aha moments with animal communication. Was my dog was in the back of the car, and we were driving past the vet just by chance, and I heard, and it had direction coming from the back, get Medipet, get pet medical aid. My thought was, I don't need medical aid. My dog is a Canis. It's a tough and rugged breed. What do I need that for? Lo and behold, 6 months later, I was swiping my credit card for thousands and thousands of rands as my dog got both injured and he picked up a strange blood disease. So, did he consciously know that he was going to get ill? I don't know. But his soul communicated to me that that would be a wise move to make. And I learned to really start trusting those aha moments and act on them. Now, we're going to have big and small moments throughout our lives. And the more we acknowledge, the more you take note of what was the sensation for me? How did it feel inside of me? What was that like? Where did it come from? That's what's going to build your trust in your intuition, especially when it comes to emotions. And this is a very big area that I focus on because it's one that can confuse people. When you pick up anxiety, fear, sadness, we either don't want to feel those emotions, we can possibly feel overwhelmed, or we think it's our own emotions and sensations. So this is called clairsentience, when we literally feel the sensations. They can be both emotional and physical sensations of another. Now, for sensitive people, it is incredibly empowering to learn about clairsentience. Empathy can also be called, so that it doesn't overwhelm you, so that you know what's yours and what is another's, and that you can use it constructively. Because if you are able to feel so much, you are also able to feel and send out from a feeling level. And this is an incredible aspect for healing, for having that power of sending out vibrational fields and feeling fields. Now, there are another two important aspects of intuition that often get overlooked. Okay, they're easy to doubt. And this is thought. Okay, the thoughts that pop into your head. Yes, those are your intuition speaking. You can also get memories. Your brain is basically trying to translate intuitive data it's receiving into a way that you can understand and grapple with and make sense of it. Now, it can happen in real time and space. You're talking with your animal and you experience a direct two-way conversation like you would be sitting with a human and talking out loud. Okay. In the beginning, what might happen more is you might just get moments of insight and you might get a delayed time response. So from when you initiate conversation, you set your intention for conversation and you start asking questions, the answers might come really quicker than your conscious thought, or there might be a time lag, and it could be a few moments, it could be half an hour, it could be a day, it could be a month. Okay. the more you initiate conversation and you put your intention out there for conversation, the more that feedback loop is going to start happening quicker and quicker. And you really build that highway for two-way conversation to happen in real time. Which brings us to telepathy, which is the direct two-way transfer of conversation, essentially. And we spoke about all these ways that we are perceiving information. We are also equally sending information from all these levels. And if you live with animals and you know animals, you know they feel us. They sense our presence. This is the place that telepathy comes from. It's the real authentic place of what's happening in your whole body, in your emotions, in your thoughts, in the words in your head, in the pictures in your mind. And that meets the words that you are saying out loud. And this aspect of just being aware of all of these parts, ingredients in communication are really the secret, one of the secrets to bringing incredible clarity and momentum to your conversations. A great way to think about telepathy is also that your mind, okay, your energy being, is essentially like a radio. You are tuning in to frequencies, and then you are choosing which frequency, which radio station to broadcast, to send out, what song to play, okay? And did you hear the word? You choose. Now you become quite adept at basically tuning your dial. So many of you here will still remember old-fashioned radios, televisions. You used to pick up static on your signal. Okay, the same happens with intuition and with telepathy. Is that we can get static, we can get interference, confusion in the field. You can think you're tuning into one channel, but you're actually tuning into another channel. And just through practice, we strengthen that muscle to get clear channel, clear downloads, and a clear broadcasting. So your mind, your super capacity of your incredible consciousness is also translating this information for you. So this is why if an animal is Italian, you're going to probably hear it in English. You might feel this, or senses, okay? We move into a universal language. So there are no barriers that I know of, essentially. But there are rules and principles to play by and to work with to nurture and grow this capacity within you, this natural capacity within you, to make it strong, resilient, and there for you whenever you need it. So even when you're in a time of deep stress, you can still access this place inside of you that is inner peace, where you can talk with animals from, where you can have profound conversations for change, where you can help them and you can also be helped by them. I certainly, in my journey as a professional animal communicator, your life happens, stress happens, and you always, the more you cultivate and strengthen your muscle for this, and you just make it part of your life and you practice, the more it's there for when you need it. So when do we need communication skills? Well, essentially, communication is a fundamental part of relationships. And if all of you here who know me and have been to my workshops, I really encourage just chatting, getting to know you type conversations. Okay. What is your animal like? What do they think of things? What's their opinion? You'd be surprised as you actually really just start allowing, inviting, and encouraging other conversations what your animals are thinking. And to remember, just as you know them, every animal is an incredible, unique, sentient being. They have a personality, they have a soul, and they have their own emotional experiences that they are moving through and life lessons that they are having to navigate as well. And this is where our relationships from daily interactions also move into the transformational conversations where we can help animals. And I spoke about this. So it may be in behavior, if you have issues, if in training, and just general nurturing and care and raising so that they can be balanced, confident, well adapted, have good social skills, be happy, all these things that we wish for them. It's also a way of helping them with emotions. If they experience fear, anxiety, difficult emotions, how to bring balance, healing, transformation to those difficult places inside of them. And in these conversations, we also then start entering into the world of soul talk, their purpose in your life and your purpose in their life. And we all know that we are changed by our animals profoundly, just like we are with all relationships. And with communication, again, like I said, we start allowing this to become more conscious. So by choice as well, and to really witness the soulful aspect of your animals in your life. So what are they really thinking about your new boyfriend? Is he good for you or not? I often have conversations with animals about marital statuses and what they think is good for their people. And often their advice is incredibly correct. Because why? Well, as a soul and in relationship with you, they've got your back. They're thinking about you. They're thinking about the children in the home. You can see how some animals, they navigate towards one person or to another. Some are more interested in some aspects of your life. Some of them might be really interested in your work. Okay, and they may play a very big role in helping you in whatever your career is or bringing out your purpose to the world. Or they may just be there to be that place where you've got someone to talk to, okay? That safe place. And many of us experience that when we're just with our animals, that unconditional love place where you can hear your own voice more clearly, your thoughts become more clear. And as you practice communication, you start realizing what is my inner voice and what is actually my animal's inner voice that is talking to me. This was one of my big breakthroughs, was noticing what's me and what is actually coming from my animal. Now, your conversations can be from the light, joyful, everyday, very practical, very physically related. It can be, for example, if practical, what do you like to eat, where do you want to sleep, what makes you tick, okay, training, being able to send very clear messages that your animal just gets it, what you're requesting and asking. I like to think of training more as skills development, okay, and relationship development. It can also be deeply emotional conversations for both you or your animal. And they can also be very serious conversations. So helping us navigate during times of illness, stress, change in the home. How do you prepare animals for change? How do you also navigate the transition to the afterlife in spirit with peace and with grace, that we can honor the profound eternal nature of our connection with them. And this communication, like I said, it's happening unconsciously already and all the time. And there's no better time than now to just regularly start dipping in and making it very conscious. Now, what communication is not? Okay. So as you learn to communicate, you have some wow experiences, you start practicing sending messages, receiving messages, and then you hit a moment of going, but why is he not listening to me? Okay. And this is because communication is not about telling animals what to do, okay? Just because you can speak English does not mean that you can tell your partner, children, mother what to do, okay? Those are other skills that come with the language skill, where we learn conversation skills, and also animal communication is very much based on a principle of listening first. So to listen deeply to where is this animal coming from, what's going on for them, seeing them deeply for who they are. And then we speak to them from that place so that we can meet them and we can be met and heard ourselves. And it is one of the most incredible gifts, this principle of communication, of meeting another, truly seeing them, hearing them deeply, that often creates the profound change where you see animals just start blossoming in themselves, in calmness, in confidence, in their role and in the house and in the homes and in their relationships. So their general happiness and fulfillment. Now, the other thing communication is not is diagnosis and prescription. Okay, those are the domain of the vet. What animal communication is, and we will actually learn specific techniques to help you with healthcare, is a way of trusting yourself about your animal's care. It's about also honoring your animal about what they need and what's appropriate. It's about sensing how much, for example, discomfort or pain my animal is in, and being able to confidently manage that with peace. And it's about you following your gut, your voice, your inner knowing with your animal's inner knowing for if you're going to follow holistic care and work with energy medicine, work with herbal remedies, and pursue something that's possibly not just completely normal, but moves into the complementary field of health, which offers incredible value and strength for healthcare and preventative care. I've seen many cats, especially, recover beautifully with more integrative and holistic care from chronic diseases, many horses, dogs, animals. And when we honor our intuition and your communication with them on that level, we really start taking a certain power back, okay, where we have a more healthy relationship with medical care, because medical care is fantastic, but we also have wholesome health care, okay, which looks at emotions, which looks at food and diet, which looks at supplementation, which looks at the whole environment for health. Okay, now getting onto some practices. For tonight's talk, I really wanted to give you a broad understanding to really think about all the places you can talk with animals and why, so that you can start applying it, okay, and practicing and having fun. And I also wanted to give you very real tools that you can use. Now, there are a huge, vast array of tools and techniques and practices. It's about finding what works for you. So try them all, be consistent, okay? If you're not, that doesn't matter either. It's just about coming back to them when you can and when you're ready. None of us are perfect. So the first practice, okay, is the simple philosophy of love, trust, connect. So when we really want to engage in telepathic and intuitive interspecies communication, it greatly helps when we are very aware, we develop our self-awareness to cultivate the unconditional love space first within us. And that's why we use practices like meditation to do that. Then we actively choose trust, okay? And you'll see later on in this webinar series, I have a whole talk just on love, trust, connect. So with practices to cultivate the love field, okay? And that unconditional love, when we cultivate that place for listening to animals, we are also holding ourselves in that unconditional love place, which then just naturally supports trusting our intuition, nurturing our intuition, and bringing it out into the world. So with trust, one of the keys is to just honor the message. Take what you get. Say yes, thank you, and work with that. I see so many people getting incredible insights and communications, but they stop at the first insight and they say, I can't do this. So if you hear your mind saying, I can't, you choose, I can, and I'm going to allow myself this space. And from there, we enter into connection, okay? And you are literally in connection when you engage with intuitive communication and telepathy. So these 3 principles, love, trust, connect. Love, trust, connect. Just pay attention. What does this even do right now? Say them over and over inside of yourself. Love, trust, connect. Start picturing yourself when you want to really initiate in telepathic communication with your animals, to see yourself first thinking, love, trust, connect. I choose trust, and soften into that space. And keep reminding yourself to soften, to relax, that this is natural. I love, I love, I love. Immediately that starts changing your energy. And starts bringing consciousness to the connection. And these 3 words you can build it into your thinking patterns, into your neural pathway patterns, to let it become almost like an autopilot, okay, for your interactions and your engagements, for intuitive communication. Now, the next tool I want to share with you is for helping you navigate. It's an inner compass. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take note of what sensations start happening in your body. Okay, so we're going to do this activity really to help you start sensing, to grow your self-awareness for when you are on track with the communication and when you've maybe gotten distracted or picked up some static or tuning into something else. Okay, I don't believe in getting things wrong. It's more about what am I tuning into or getting distracted by. So just becoming self-aware, what happens in your body, and I'm going to invite you to please write in the chat what's happening for you when I say the word yes, 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 yes. What feelings, emotions, physical sensations start happening for you? Yes. Say that word yes inside of yourself and take note what emotions come up, what physical sensations. Heart opening, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Moving forward, positivity. Yep. Yes. Stunning. Yes. Yes. Physical sensations over my chest. I love that. Absolutely. Positivity, expansion, permission, confidence. Beautiful. Open, energized. So stunning. This yes feeling is the place that we go into feeling light when we're in flow. For me, it's always an incredibly, it's like a peaceful excitement inside of myself. Expectation, tingling, warmth. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Warmth, my womb opens, excitement. I love it, love it, love it. Now we're going to work with the opposite, and I'm going to tell you more why afterwards. So acknowledging all these gorgeous feelings inside of yourself and what happens for you personally when you feel yes, we're now going to switch. Okay. And be willing to feel, because this is important. What happens when I say no? No, 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 no. What emotional sensations? What physical sensations? Where do you feel it in your body? Closed, blocked, shut down, a tight throat, block, anxiety. Yeah. I get a lot of sadness. A wall comes up, shut down, like pincers closing behind my eyes. Very unpleasant. Tightening in the chest, disappointment, dissatisfied. My heart is sad. Oh, now, and anxiety. Dis-ease. It's not comfortable. Okay. It's not nice to be there. Okay. It's like the lights go out. Okay. So take note. What was your personal experience? Okay. Yes was opening, lightness, excitement. No was closing, anxiety, disconnected, blocked. So I want you to clear that slate and let yourself go neutral again. Okay. And let's just quickly see what Esty said. I think I'm backwards. Yes made me feel heavy and no was relaxed. Very interesting, Esty. Okay, well, that is something to look into personally for yourself. And maybe when I talk a little bit further after the exercise, you will gain clarity and insight into your own feelings. And that's why I said these are your feelings for your understanding of how you pick up energetic, intuitive information. Okay. Now, the third one that I'm going to throw in here, are you ready? Is the word maybe. Maybe. How does maybe make you feel? Maybe. That in-between place. Maybe. Maybe. What happens inside of you when I say maybe? And this may change. Unsure, directionless, non-committed, uncertain, confused. Something is possible. We also have resistance, doubt. Again, we have possibility. I love this word maybe because we see bringing expectations. We have a relationship of uncertainty to one of curiosity, okay? Of, ooh, what could this lead to? Anything can happen. There we go. From Janet. Floating, okay? A little bit smiling, hopeful, or disinterested. Now, again, I'm going to emphasize this is important for you to realize what you feel personally, okay? Tightening on the top of the chest, okay? And also what's next. Beautiful, Sandy, because that's exactly where this maybe place is, okay? What is next? Now, I love this activity, and it is something you can come back to again and again for yourself to, like I said, it's a compass. So you can both use it to find out, am I in the right direction? I.e., you're talking with an animal and you can ask yourself, Am I on track? Am I getting this right? Am I hearing you? Okay. And then you can trust the sensation in your body. If it's light, open, the yes feeling, expanded, positive, even when you're having very difficult conversations, okay, there can be an incredible feeling of peace and positivity that you're on track. Or it might be blocked, no, difficult, that place. And then it's actually an indicator to you to go, it's a bit like a robot saying, stop, okay, do something to get yourself on track and into the yes place. Now, again, in the next classes, we're going to talk about lots of tools of how to move into the yes zone, which is the flow zone. The simplest trick, okay, to move from the no place and even the maybe place, okay, which is, oh, I'm not so sure about this, what's happening, okay, the curiosity might be uncomfortable for you, it might be comfortable, is to simply move yourself into yes. Okay, acknowledge the no feeling that's happening in your body, okay, or the maybe feeling. So you go, well, I want to get more clarity. How do I move into yes? Just say yes inside of yourself, okay? And we're going to do that right now. Yes, yes, yes. Just watch how that changes your vibrationary field. Yes, yes, yes. Are all those good feelings coming back to you? Okay. Now, what do you think is more attractive for an animal, even a person, to speak with and engage with you? If you are in the yes field or the no field of doubt and feeling blocked and cranky? Yes, the yes field. Okay. And that's part of cultivating the love field, the positive field, the unconditional field, is that we really get ourselves into the yes place. Thank you, Tanya. A big yes. And again, I know one of my very good friends, and she does a lot of intuitive work herself. This tool for her was a number one that she's used and navigated for a lot of big events happening for her with her animals in her life. Was to just keep on remembering, right, come back to the yes place, okay? Is this a yes? How's my body feeling? Is this a no? I'm feeling this difficulty. Where's the yes? Putting yourself in yes and asking the animal, am I on track? And then you can trust yourself much deeper from there. Okay, the next activity that we're going to do is about emotions. So you saw just what a simple word did for your energy field right now. Okay. Good life, not only for animals, absolutely. We can also cultivate our sensitivity, okay, by being more conscious of emotions. And again, as I said earlier, this is an incredibly important part of animal communication because it is actually often the field, okay, that gets overlooked. And this is where all those little problems start cropping up, is because we are not paying attention to emotions, our own and our animals, okay, because emotions are real. We are all feeling, sensing beings, okay. Our schooling systems and much of our culture, okay, has raised us to override often by the mind, by rational thinking. But the fact is that we are both feeling and thinking beings. And when we bring those two into union, that is when we come into incredible power. So we're going to do a very quick activity now, just to illustrate for you the power of emotions, okay, and how you pick up others' emotions. So I'm just going to say a word, and I want you to take note what is happening again in your feeling body, your sensations. There might be thoughts come up as well, it might be emotional, it might be physical feelings. So if I say the word sadness, sadness, what happens for you right now simply by hearing the word sadness? Sad. Sad. Are you okay to feel that, to recognize that? I feel a heaviness in my chest. I'll never forget when I did this activity and we worked with the word anger, and one lady said, I am not feeling that. She was like, no, I'm not letting that in. Okay. Tears, a hole in my chest. Goosebumps, heaviness being pulled down. Okay. Now, all of you felt this within seconds of me just saying that word. That is how sensitive we are, okay, emotionally. Now, this is very important because it happens so quickly, we can often brush it away, not acknowledge it, okay? So our feeling body and our emotional body really picks up a lot from the animals in our lives and around us. Okay. And again, with emotions, there are multiple layers. So we can feel sadness underneath, incredible joy and fulfillment and happiness. Okay. And that's beautiful. That's absolutely fine to say, I don't want to let this in at the moment, or it's too close to me at the moment. That's a very authentic response of acknowledging it's there, but you're not going to let that really come into you fully. And that shows great just self-respect and self-responsibility, okay? Because we do not need to feel the full weight of others' emotions. Very important for all of you animal sensitives out there who get empathy overwhelm, okay, and feel too much, and then it all just becomes a big blurry soup, is you don't have to feel everything. But when we can start identifying what we feel, we can start making sense of it all and acting in an empowered way. So what about now the word, what am I going to do? Joy or excitement, or both? Joy and excitement. Joy and excitement. Joy and excitement. How quick does your switch flip? Okay. Does it start coming into the sadness? Joy and excitement. Joy, 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 joy. Do you get sensations? Do you maybe get pictures or images in your head, or in your mind? Maybe a color comes to you. Joy and excitement. The rainbow. Oh, beautiful. Anticipation, warmth, happiness, smiling, joy. Now that feels good. Absolutely. Now, the beauty of this, and this is increased heart rate, smiling, sparkles, is that these exercises are both about developing your awareness. Okay, oh, I love that. Reunited, yes, with your soul self, with that true place, okay? They're both about developing your self-awareness for what you're picking up from animals, okay, and feeling from them. but also what you're giving out to animals and how it can and does affect them. Okay. So that vibration that you're sending out, how quickly it can affect another. Oh, chocolate. Ah, that's on my page. Thank you very much. I feel like dancing. Beautiful. And this quality of what are we sending out, okay, is so important in animal communication, the self-awareness. And this is my top tip for you for clear sending is the self-awareness. What am I really sending? Okay, and that's from inside of you. That's the emotions. That's the thoughts. Okay, that is the words in your head. Does that match my behavior and my words on the outside? Okay, being congruent. Later on, when we really start talking about getting into clear sending, we'll look at how do you create storyboards, how do you create clear conversations. But it's this simple principle of being clear and congruent. Okay, that your emotions, that your thoughts, your feelings, your physical sensations, that it all matches your message. I realize it's already 10 past 8, and I want to take you into a guided connection. It's just going to be 5 minutes with your own animals. So, knowing that everything that we have spoken about this evening is all in your consciousness. You don't have to remember anything. It's there. Your subconscious mind is taking it in as well as your conscious mind. So again, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. You're welcome to keep your eyes open as well if that's how you're more comfortable. And taking just 3 nice deep breaths. With each breath, focus on the word love. 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 Notice and track how that makes you feel. Peace. 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 Take that inside you. Say it inside of yourself. Send it throughout your whole body. Peace. 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 And as you start resting deeper and deeper into this stillness within you, this eternal place that is always available to you, in your mind's eye, invite your animal companions to just be with you. You may feel them physically next to you, or you may just invite them in spirit to be present to you. And look into their eyes, or just gaze upon them. And allowing your mind to drop into your heart. Just opening your heart field and allowing, it's as if the words flow through your heart to them. And a beautiful field of connection opens. And just say to them inside of yourself, wow, I love you. Thank you for being in my life. Notice how you feel them respond. You may have one animal. You maybe have a whole host and family of animals. Just work with what comes to you naturally. And know you can also come back to this activity and this meditation at any time and give each one individual attention. And just be in this still place of recognition, of gratitude. From your heart to their hearts. And from this immense gratitude, you can say to them, I would love to talk with you more consciously. Please help me to trust my intuition, to open to talking to animals. Thank you for everything you have taught me already in my life. Notice how your animal responds. Maybe you see changes in your mind's eyes, or you get a sensation and a feeling from them. Ask them to remind you. Ask them to inspire you. And ask them to help bring all the resources. And that may be on a practical or physical level, maybe on a spiritual level. The help that we need to open together to clear and empowering two-way conversation and communication. And in this space, you can set a clear intention and prayer for yourself. To trust, to open, to listen, to remember, and to welcome magic into your life. And with these beautiful animals around you, know that it can be and will be full of even more joy and love and beauty. That with them you are incredibly safe and guided, that they will teach you and help you every step of the way. And again, just notice, how does your animal or animals respond? And maybe there is something else that you would like to say to them in this space of deep connection, and share with them. or maybe to just open and just allow a space for them to share something with you. And I'm going to give you just a little bit more time in the silence. And you're going to start gently bringing your conversation to a close, knowing that this space is available to you anytime, any place, and always, eternally. Saying thank you to your animal or animals. Just take a deep breath into yourself, down into your feet, into your whole body, filling yourself up, and be conscious of seeing them as whole in their own selves and energy fields, and then coming back to yourself and feeling yourself whole and separate and complete in your energy field, knowing that that love bond is always there. And just take 3 lovely deep breaths in, filling yourself up with gratitude for the sharing, for the connection. And open yourself for feeling their gratitude. And on your last big breath, really just be present in the room, sense your whole body. You can move your shoulders and hands and feet. You can move a little bit. Maybe you want to write some things down for yourself. And if you'd love, I'd love to hear your sharings of what that experience was like for you and your animals. You may want to include it here in the chat, or you can write it to me later on my email, or on, I think there is also a feedback area. And just know that this open space of allowing is very fundamental in opening the space for communication, the no pressure place. So you might have had something wonderful happening, beautiful sharing, a sensation, maybe an understanding, a perspective. Maybe it was just the love field, okay? That starts cultivating the space for the communication to happen, and it can drop in at any time. Like I said, you might get a knowing, you might get a dream, you might wake up in the morning with an understanding of your animal in a new way, okay? Or you might be driving tomorrow and you hear your cat's voice in your head, okay? Beautiful. The complete sense of love is incredible. Oh, absolutely. Very emotional, stunning. No connection. Alice, that's why I said it's just actively engaging in that space. You will then start feeling deeper and deeper and deeper into the layers, and for something to start emerging and coming through. Oh, stunning that our hearts were beating as one in one tempo. Absolutely beautiful. It's when we just also allow that coming into rhythm, that being present still, just, it's called like heart breathing, actually. It's literally cultivating fertile soil for the growth of connection, communication, understanding, and all that the conversation can be to take place. Three of my dogs jumped into my lap and are looking at me. Beautiful. Colleen, sleep is actually a way of processing, okay? In meditation, in the early days, in connection, people often fall asleep. Animals too find it incredibly peaceful. So snoring can be an absolute perfect sign, a beautiful sign. When I actually started doing this professionally, I had to give myself expanded time, like sort of 2 to 3 hours, because, sometimes, I remember one time in particular, I just kept falling asleep because my energy body was basically upgrading and updating itself to be able to work with the communication that was happening. Okay. Too many animals. Yes. So, if you have a lot of animals, it is wise to do this one by one. Sometimes you might experience this. This is what I did in my first case studies. I sat with 9 animals all out, and I was like, "Hi, let's chat." And this is where I learned, wow, everybody has a voice and this independent, unique personality and opinion. So speaking one by one is a beautiful way of really honoring and getting to know each one. Aha, Griffin came into the room. Beautiful. Okay. Again, I'm going to emphasize, especially talking with your own animals, okay? We might not get what we expect. So if you can be open to just loving and noticing what it is you do get, okay, that is how we really grow the communication channel, and just being patient and persistent and practicing. Okay, stunning. Now we have about 5 minutes left. I did say we were going to have Q&A, so please pop your questions. I see there are already some in the Q&A. How do I know when it is my voice or the animal's voice? Top question, Tracy. Practice. Simple. There's no way around it, okay? And using that yes or no, okay? If you are going, oh my, whose voice is this in my head? You can also always turn to that yes or no. Is this me? Am I really hearing the animal? Trust? Am I feeling openness? Am I feeling closed? How do I find the open place of connection, that true place of connection? Okay. Can I speak with my pet fish? Absolutely, Nick. I will never forget an incredible conversation I had with a goldfish who sat in a doctor's room. I was just overwhelmed with actually how engaged this fish was in all the patients' lives, and he showed me also all the different staff he has a relationship with in the building, and he did need some upgrades on his castle. Okay, which I think he got, and that made him much happier and more fulfilled. Okay. What do we have in the chat? Any other questions? I know we've covered a lot of content tonight. So I'm going to then just take a moment to speak about how do you grow these skills? Okay, well, one is do courses, learn about animal communication, webinars, books, everything that's out there. Speak to animals, your own, and you practice with other animals as well. And share with a like-minded community, okay? That really grows your confidence and support and understanding. Now, the other thing, of course, is your own personal growth, developing practices for peace. Okay, so that might be, for me, that's hiking and meditation, being in nature. And it might be for you cooking, it might be for you painting. It could be reading, okay? Whatever brings you into the peace zone, personal development, intuition courses, okay? And of course, living by honoring your own intuition. This truly opens the field for then honoring another and hearing another's truth when we honor and listen to our own. Okay. Let me quickly. Do we have to ask the animal for permission to speak with them? Great question. You can consciously do this. You can also, it's more about your energy of interaction, of respect to the animal's free will. So you can absolutely bring this question in consciously. Can we chat? Would you like to chat? But then I'm going to really invite you to be very open in what the animal's response is. They might say, not right now, I'm busy. Or they might say, oh, can't we actually just be together, or what do you want to talk about? Can you see how that really opens? It's not just a yes or no answer. Okay, so be very open. Is it possible to connect with an animal that has crossed over? Yes, and we do it the same way, and it is fascinating, incredible, and profoundly life-changing when we talk with animals in spirit. Will an animal ever decide they don't want to talk to us? Well, they might not want to have the conversation that you want to have, just like a person might not feel like talking about what you want to talk about. Or maybe it's not the right timing, or maybe they need more time to speak about something, or they're just busy with something else. Are there books? Absolutely. There's a reading list on my website. And so they can say if they're feeling sick or need a water change. Yes, absolutely. Okay. That is very practical things are an important part of communication, that you can really get feedback from them about their care. Okay, I know Minette. Okay. Minette's written here about a missing animal, and Minette, working with missing animals is one of the most incredibly difficult places to communicate. So, because of all the emotions involved for everybody, I will speak at a later date with the power within you. We'll talk about missing animals, but just know that being unconditional to yourself and sending her love is your first step to finding inner peace about it. Okay. So I would like to just honor time for this webinar, and we need to bring this beautiful gathering to a close. If you would like to learn more with me, this is the first webinar of 7 called the Seed Series, okay, for opening a natural way for animal communication at home. We're every Tuesday night this time, and I have a special offer on right now, which is, I think it's a 25% discount. If you buy all 6 of the other webinars, you will find the purchase link. It's called a bundle, so you actually have to register on the next talk, the home talk with furry friends next week, and you'll see when you register and you go through to the payment portal, it will give you an option to purchase the bundle if you would like to participate in the next 6. And you will need to register for each of the webinars individually still if you do buy the bundle. So I look forward to speaking and sharing with all of you again. And I'm just wishing you all incredible talking and communication experiences. Go out there and love animals and open to what is possible for both of you. So with much love and blessings, I'm going to say goodbye and have a beautiful, beautiful week. Stunning. Thank you, everybody. It was so lovely to share with you tonight. It's incredible what's possible over distance these days. I just want everyone to know how incredible that they have, like we have internet, that we have the natural capacity for transferring just as much data across the world. Okay. And Vanessa, yes, you can use this link. You will get a recording link shortly in your inbox. Right.